How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world? We have FA Cup action for you guys. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Let me see. Oh, my hands wet. We had the FA Cup draw, ladies and gentlemen, and there might be a good game on the cards, you know. There might be a good game on the cards. We may have. Come on, what's going on? We may have a huge game on the cards. If I can get it right here, let's see. Death taxes money is in the FA Cup. Fourth time it's been drawn in the last 15 years. Wow. Hey Jude. Hey Judy, 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 come on. La 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 la. La 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 la. Hey Judy, 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 come on, come on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world, it is FA Cup action today, where we have a repeat of the fixture that was played out on Thursday in the Premier League. Today, it is Manchester City taking Arsenal. So let's have that bit straight. Come on, man. What's going on, man? Make yourself look a bit professional. What are you doing? What are you doing? This way. Manchester City taking on Arsenal here at the Etihad Stadium. And Graham Potter will want his team to play a lot differently to what they did earlier on in the week. Let's put the volume up here. Let's give you the Manchester City team news. Ortega is in goal. Walker, Akanji, Laporte, Gomez, Foden, Rodri, Silva, Mahrez, Alvarez, and Palmer. Rico Lewis is on the bench. De Bruyne, Haaland, Gundogan, Cancelo, Ake, Stones, Phillips, all on the bench here for Manchester City. I'm sure I brought a drink up. Where'd I put my drink? Chelsea, on the other hand, Kemper in goal, Chalobah, Humphries, Koulibaly and Hall, Jorginho, Kovacic, GF, Gallagher, Mount, with the man Kai Havertz playing up top. Let me just get my drink, guys. Give me a second. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I knew I had my drink. Manchester City. It's just a reverse of the stadium, ladies and gentlemen. It is just a reverse of the stadium. Julian Alvarez. World Cup winner Julian Alvarez scored 4 goals for Argentina at the World Cup. Kyle Walker there with Jorginho, the captains here for Manchester City and Chelsea. Robert Jones is the referee today. I don't think I've seen this referee before. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see how he performs today. How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Conor Gallagher, only Chelsea goal was against Crystal Palace against in October last year. What a goal it was! It was a nice goal if I recall correctly. It was a nice goal. And before the players kick off today, ladies and gentlemen, we pay our respects. Gianluca Vialli, 1964-2023, who unfortunately passed away a couple of days ago. I don't know if he was suffering with anything, I'll be honest with you. Nothing in the news or anything, nothing of that nature mentioned in the news. Was a player manager for Chelsea at some stage in the 90s. As the players will pay their respect. Ooh, Jill Scott's in the stand. How did she get a ticket? I'm a celeb money coming through there. I'm a celeb money coming through there. And there we go. The players have paid their respects. Manchester City to take on Chelsea here at the Emirates Stadium. City shooting from left to right. Chelsea from right to left here on Couch Sports Football. How are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. Royal Blue against Sky Blue in Manchester, ladies and gentlemen. That's a new way to look at it. How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Boys and girls, football pundits around the world. It's your boy Adam here live on Couch Sports Football, bringing you the FA Cup action of Manchester City taking on Chelsea here on Couch Sports Football. I hope you're having a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen. Where are we all from and who do we support? Chelsea shooting from right to left. Manchester City shooting from left to right. What's going on here? Let's go out. Let's go back. Let's go watch live. Watch live. How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Ball point over the top here, and it goes up for a Chelsea throwing where we have the young kid Lewis Hall to restart the game. Over the top towards Ziyech, who heads into pass of Mason Mount, who tries to feed him behind to Havertz. But Kanji is there. Walker finds Mahrez, who returns it back to Walker here on the halfway line. And he goes all the way back to Ortega here on this left-hand side for City. Ortega goes short to Laporte, so there's no Ake today, no Stones today, no Diaz today. It's Akanji and Laporte playing at the back. Ortega on the ball here on this left-hand on this left-hand side. Laporte holds on to it, being held up there by Gallagher. And he goes backwards, and there's a bit of a conversation going on between Laporte and Gallagher. It's going to be a battle down that right-hand side. Walker tries to feed the ball through, but it's intercepted there by Hall. It falls to Mahrez, and Mahrez finds Bernardo Silva in behind, who tries to feed Julian Alvarez. He holds the ball up here. Backwards to Bernardo Silva. Silva 1-1 against the defender. Goes around the outside of Humphreys, but who does well to win the ball back, and he'll just clear it down the line. Kai Havertz brings the ball under control by Kanji. Is there. Rodri now nips the ball off him, and he goes backwards to Gomez. At that last left-hand side, holding the ball up here. Goes backwards to Laporte. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? As Chalba wins the ball back, Koulibaly finds Gallagher. Gallagher into Ziyech. Ziyech has time to turn to bring the ball forward. Goes backwards to Koulibaly. Koulibaly into Humphreys. Humphreys back to Koulibaly. Sees the run over the top towards Havertz, who brings the ball under control. UAE lost out there. They lost. Who did they lose against, Saud? Akanji on the ball here. Goes short to Walker returns it back to Akanji. Akanji bringing the ball forward out to that left hand side towards Laporte. Bahrain. Gomez. So are they out of the tournament? Akanji now. Rodri on this left hand side. Feeds it into Laporte. Rodri bringing the ball forward on the halfway line out to that left hand side towards Palmer. Into Rodri. Rodri 1-on-1 against the defender. Goes backwards to Palmer. Palmer 1-on-1 against Chalobah. Backwards to Gomez. First time out to Foden on the left hand side. He's got Azpilicueta all over him. Goes backwards to, sorry, not Azpilicueta, Jorginho all over him. Goes out to Palmer. 1-on-1 against Chalobah. Backwards to Laporte. Tries to feed it into the middle, but it's intercepted. And it falls to Humphries. Kepa. Over the top towards Lewis Hall on the right side. Who brings the ball under control. And he goes backwards to Kepa on the right side. 2 more games left. Goes all the way back to Kepa. Kepa out to the right side towards Lewis Hall. 2 more games left, so do they have to win those games? What does it look like for the UAE as Koulibaly tries to feed the ball over the top, but it's intercepted there by Palmer, but he loses the ball to Gallagher, and Chelsea come away with it here with Ziyech. Ziyech sees Havertz, make the run in behind. Can he get away from Akanji? No, he can't. Akanji's there, and he goes all the way back to the keeper on this left-hand side. Ortega restarts the game here with Walker. Bringing the ball forward into Riyad Mahrez on the halfway line. Mahrez being followed by Lewis Hall, and it goes back to Akanji here on the centre circle as Alvarez makes a run out in behind here, but it's over here, and Kepa will just clear it down the line, but it comes off Julian Alvarez, and it goes out for a throwing here on the right side for Chelsea. They play Kuwait and Qatar. They play Kuwait and Qatar. Wow. Ziyech loses the ball to Rodri. Forced to Kanji. Here we go with Kyle Walker on the halfway line. Can't get away from Mason Mann. He brings Kovacic into play. Lewis Hall has ball down the left-hand side. Mason Mann makes a run in behind, but it's over here. Goes all the way back to the keeper, and this is where Chelsea needs to capitalize from the recovery of the ball. Lewis Hall had Mason Mann make a beautiful run through the middle. The gap was there, but he just couldn't get the right pass. And he went all the way back to Ortega, and City are let off. Here we go with Walker all the way back to Ortega. Out to the left-hand side towards Gomez. Tries to feed it into Ortega. Cleared down the line. And it falls to Foden. Returns it back to Laporte. Out to Palmer down that left-hand side. Palmer tries to go backwards. But it's intercepted there by Chalobah, who's brought down by Gomez. It's going to be a free kick for Chelsea here in the Manchester City half. 6 minutes into the game. Manchester City 0. Chelsea 0 here on Cal Sports Football. How are you all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Koulibaly on the ball. Goes backwards to Humphries. Humphries out wide to Chalobah. Chalobah goes backwards to Humphries on the right side. Holding onto the ball here on the right side. 7 minutes played. Manchester City 0. Chelsea 0 here. Chelsea restart the game with Kepa. Over the top. I do not like the FA Cup. Is it because you think there's just too many games in the English game? Is it a tournament that you would like to see they get rid of? Akanji now the ball. Backwards to Laporte. Bringing the ball forward here. Back to Gomez. Akanji forced all the way back to Ortega. Ortega's pass is nearly intercepted by Rodri. But Rodri is brought down by Havertz. Free kick here for City on this left-hand side. City restart the game here on the 8th minute. Rodri here. You prefer the Champions League? I think the whole world prefers. I don't think you'll find anyone that prefers the FA Cup over the Champions League. Manchester City nil here against Chelsea and Premier League. Champions League and Premier League, let's be honest, that's what the world watches. That is what the world watches. La Liga is in there as well. Here we go with, and maybe the French league because of Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. Laporte on the ball here on this left hand side. Goes out to the left hand side towards Gomez. Gomez holds the ball up here. Returns it back to Laporte. Laporte goes backwards to Akanji. Akanji out wide to Walker. And Walker goes all the way back to Akanji. I like Barca. I like Barca. I like the Barca of old. Ronaldinho, Samuel Eto'o, Ija Johnson, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Deco, Juli, Iniesta, Xavi, Puyol, Mascherano. There's some beautiful players that have played for Barcelona over the years. A long ball over the top here to the right side by City into the path of Walker. Walker being held up by Kovacic. Let me just get. What? You just have to hold it. No, no, you just have to hold the lid. It's fine, it's fine. Just, it'll be alright, trust me. Thank you very much. You can close the door now. No, no. How we doing? Gallagher now the ball for Chelsea on the right side, being held up by Palmer, who wins the ball back for City in the Chelsea half. But he's being harassed by Palmer and it goes backwards. Messi, Neymar, Luis Suarez. Oh, how can you forget MSN? How can you forget MSN? Walker tries to feed the ball in behind, but it comes off Lewis Hall and it goes out for a throwing here on the right side for David Villa. Wow, David Villa. Remember when he played Busquets? Still playing now. Walker on the right side. Tries to feed him behind to Julian Alvarez. Is the J pronounced? Do Argentina pronounce the J? Do Argentina pronounce J? In some other similar to the English letter J in jam, in Argentina you'll hear it more like a sham, like Julian. Julian. So it's like Julian. PK Xavi, you're coming up with names here. Chelsea restart the game here on the Shine side. Oh, I will follow him. Did you put sugar in it? Neymar? Neymar? Did you put sugar in it? Thank you. Chelsea restart the game here with Kepa. Koulibaly returns it back to Kepa. And Chelsea being penned back here by Manchester City. Tried to feed the ball over the top to Mason Mount. But it comes off the Chelsea player and it goes out for a throwing here for Manchester City on the right side. Manchester City nil, Chelsea nil here on Cow Sports Football. How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Julian Alvarez tries to feed the ball in behind, but it's intercepted by Koulibaly, who finds Kovacic, and Kovacic tries with a ball here for 10. Sorry, about 20, 30 yards, but he loses the ball to Akanji, who comes out wide to Walker. Walker into Laporte on the centre circle, out to the left-hand side towards Gomez. Gomez has Palmer and Foden ahead of him. He goes out to Palmer down the left-hand side. Returns it back to Gomez, who goes all the way back to Laporte here. Laporte now on the ball. Into Bernardo Silva on the halfway line. Out to the left-hand side towards Gomez. Gomez bringing the ball forward here. Gallagher comes over to pressure him. Gomez goes backwards to Laporte here on the halfway line. Out to... Plays a 1-2 with Foden. Goes out to the left-hand side towards Gomez, who brings the ball under control. He gets away from Gallagher. Goes backwards to Laporte. City very composed in their build-up here. Gomez. Laporte. Back to Gomez. Foden 1-2 with Gomez into Rodri. Rodri on the left-hand side puts it over the top towards Bernardo Silva here on the centre circle. And he holds the ball up. Out to the left-hand side towards Laporte. City moving the ball about, telling Gomez to make the run in behind. And he goes out to Gomez on the left-hand side. First time into Foden. Returns it back to Gomez. But it comes off the City player and it goes out for a Chelsea throwing here in their own half. Gomez a bit amused. Bemused? Is that the word? Bemused? Humphreys. Backwards. Kepa. Koulibaly. Lewis Hall. Into Kovacic. Kovacic being harassed there by Alvarez. Back to Hall. Koulibaly. Manages to get away from Riyad Mahrez. He finds Hall on the right side. Can't get away from Bernardo Silva. It goes up for a Chelsea throwing here on the right side. Manchester City 0, Chelsea 0 here on Cow Sports Football. Kovacic tries to feed the ball forward, but it's intercepted there by Akanji. He feeds Rodri, comes out wide to Kyle Walker's pass to Mahrez is intercepted by Hall. Finds Mount into the middle towards Ziyech. Havertz, Ziyech into Mason Mount, who can't take in his stride. It allows Walker to get back. Mount holds the ball up here, but he loses it to Bernardo Silva. And Akanji tries to feed the ball over the top to Riyad Mahrez. But Lewis Hall is there. And it goes up for a throwing here on this left-hand side for Manchester City. Needs a better passing to Mason Mount. Mason Mount needs a better control to bring it forward here. When Chelsea have the ball, they need to make it they need to make it count. They can't keep giving the ball away. Gallagher can't get their head of Riyad Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez gets away from Humphreys out to the left-hand side towards Palmer. Palmer 1-on-1 against Chalobah. Gomez makes overlapping run. Palmer goes on his own. Gomez takes the shot, but it's blocked by Chalobah. Rodri will get the head of Ziyech and he goes back to Laporte. Laporte on the halfway line. Bernardo Silva is square, but it goes out to Palmer on that left-hand side. Palmer has Foden alongside it, but it comes off Chalobah and goes back to Gomez. Gomez into Rodri here on this left-hand side. In Dani Alves. Wow, forgot Dani Alves. Pique, Xavi, Thiago Alcantara, Pedro, Andres, Iniesta, Thiago. I think Thiago Silva played for Barcelona. Fabregas played for Barcelona as well. Akanji out to the left-hand side towards Gomez, who brings the ball under control. Foden makes it in behind, but Chalobah's there to clear it out. And it goes out for a City throwing down that left-hand side. Figo. When Figo played for Barcelona, Foden plays a 1-2 with Gomez. Returns it back to Foden. Can't get away from Jorginho and Ziyech is there. Jorginho misplaced pass by Ziyech. And it goes out for a City throwing on that left-hand side. 17 minutes played. Manchester City 0. Chelsea 0 here on Card Sports Football. How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the stream. Palmer. Backwards to Bernardo Silva. Out to the right side towards Walker. Goes backwards to Akanji. Akanji now on the centre circle. Out to the left-hand side towards Laporte. Laporte bringing it forward into the Chelsea half. Out to Gomez. And Gomez, it goes backwards to Laporte. And Laporte goes all the way back to the keeper Ortega here on this left-hand side. Akanji into Mahrez. Mahrez first time into Bernardo Silva, who goes backwards to Akanji. And it's Ortega on the ball. Out to Laporte here on this left-hand side. Laporte bringing the ball forward. Sees a run over the top towards Palmer. Can Palmer get in behind? Yes, he can. Kepa stays on his line. Palmer takes a shot. Oh, and it's the side netting. And maybe he should have gone to Julian Alvarez. Maybe he should have gone to Alvarez. Palmer there only sees eyes for goal. It's a beautiful running behind. Chalobah loses his man. Humphreys is too far forward. Palmer runs him behind. And Alvarez is there. He just needs to square it to him. What is he doing? He goes for a goal. Down the right side. But it's gone out for a corner and it comes out to Palmer, who shot is over the bar and it goes out for a goal kick here on the right side. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world, 19th minute here on Car Sports Football. Manchester City 0, Chelsea 0 here on Car Sports Football. Pep Guardiola, Alexis Sanchez, Johan Cruyff. There's been some beautiful players that played for Barcelona over the years. Absolute beauty players. Kepa to restart the game. Koulibaly. Out wide to Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall plays into Kovacic. Kovacic back to Jorginho. Jorginho backwards to Koulibaly. Koulibaly over the top towards Kai Havertz, who brings the ball under control backwards to Gallagher. Gallagher has Chalobah to his right. He finds him. Chalobah bringing the ball forward. Can Chelsea make this count with Gallagher here on the right side? Goes backwards to Humphrey. Did Maradona play for him? Oh yeah, Diego Maradona did play for Barcelona. Then he went to Napoli from there. Long ball over the top there towards Ziyech. Akanji. Backwards to Ortega. Luis Figo. Luis Figo, what a player. What a player. If you, I don't know if you have Netflix out, but on Netflix there's a Luis Figo documentary around the time when he joined Barcelona and then the whole Real Madrid situation. Watch that documentary if you have the opportunity. What a documentary. As Gallagher wins the ball up above Rodri, feeds it back into Havertz, but Havertz's touch is heavy and he allows Ortega to get the ball under control here. And City restart the game. Riyad Mahrez tries to feed the ball forward, but it's intercepted by Koulibaly, and Chelsea are just growing in this game. Rivaldo. Wow. Jorginho. Mount tries to feed the ball first time over to Havertz, but it's intercepted there by Walker. And it goes out for City throwing here on the left-hand side. Chalobah now the ball. Into Havertz. Havertz can't take it. Laporte is there. Rodri feeds the ball into Alvarez. Alvarez has Foden to his left and Mahrez to his right. He goes into Mahrez. Mahrez can't take it in his stride. Lewis Holt as well to win the ball off him, but he gives a free kick away. I thought he did well there. I'll be honest with you. I thought he did well there. Mahrez now with a free kick here from about I'd say about 25, 30 yards out. Mahrez and Silva stepping over this free kick here. Silva walks away. Is Mares going to take a shot here? Yeah, he does. Oh! Riyad Mahrez takes the shot from the free kick and he puts it into the back of the net and makes it 1-0 here for Manchester City in the FA Cup. Oh, what an absolute beauty! Riyad Mahrez, take a bow, my brother. He gets it up and over the wall, left foot. Oh, it comes off a deflection. I think it comes off the defender's head. We'll have to watch that again, but my God, it gets into the back of the net. The keeper has no chance. And Chelsea are a goal down by that man, Riyad Mahrez. Come on, City. What a goal that was by that man, Riyad Mahrez. And Chelsea have a lot to do today. Chelsea have a lot to do. Koulibaly feeds it in towards Ziyech when it's intercepted by Bernardo Silva. Foden out wide to Bernardo Silva, who goes backwards. And he goes all the way to Akanji here on the left hand side. Laporte, Gomez. 25 minutes played. Manchester City 1. Chelsea 0. Foden out to that left hand side towards Gomez. Goes backwards to Palmer. Palmer goes back to Rodri. Rodri switches it over the top towards Akanji on the centre circle, bringing it into the Chelsea half. Out to the right side towards Walker. Haaland should score. Haaland's not even on the pitch today, Sound. He's gone for the World Cup winner, Julian Alvarez. Mahrez now, bringing the ball central. Switches it out to the left side towards Gomez, who brings the ball under control. Gomez now has Palmer making the run behind. He goes out to Palmer down the left side, who can't get away from Gallagher. Goes out for a City throwing on that left hand side. Riyad Mahrez has scored 4 times in the FA Cup last season. Palmer tries to spin away from Chalobah. He holds the ball up down that left hand side. But he goes off Gallagher and he goes out for a corner here for City. Gallagher doesn't look happy at Chelsea. Gallagher does not look happy at Chelsea. Maybe he needs to move on. Maybe he needs to move on. Foden to take the corner here down the left-hand side. Ball point to the box, headed away. Rodri tries to keep it alive. Julian Alvarez is there, it's cleared away. It comes out to Riyad Mahrez. He can't take it in his stride. And goes backwards to Walker. Out wide to Bernardo Silva here. Bringing the ball forward. Riyad Mahrez to his right. Rodri to his left. He goes into Mahrez right. He goes backwards to Walker. Walker into Rodri. Rodri out wide to Riyad Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez 1-on-1 against Kovacic. Lays it into the middle towards Alvarez. Goes backwards to Walker. Walker into Rodri. And Rodri goes backwards to Walker. Back to Rodri. City just moving the ball about. They're not going to waste any energy. They're a goal up here. They'll just move the ball about. Gomez has it on the centre circle. Returns it to Walker. Walker sees a run over the top by Alvarez. He's in the box here. He gets away from Koulibaly. But he goes out for a goal kick here on the right side for Chelsea. Oh, there's a VAR here. I didn't even see that Havertz one. Havertz leading with his hand. That's going to be a penalty here for Manchester City. Kai Havertz. That's going to be a penalty. He just leads with his hand. Penalty here for Manchester City. That's going to be a penalty. What's he doing? He's leading. He's doing his Maradona. He's gone for his Maradona impression. And yeah, the penalty is given. The penalty is given. Kai Havertz gives a penalty away here. And Manchester City could go 2 goals up here. As Potter look. Julian Alvarez. Is it Julian or Julian? And Kepa's having a word with him. Conversation there between the keeper and the penalty taker. Alvarez puts the ball down. Waits for the referee's whistle. Kepa goes to his line. 29th minute here. Alvarez, World Cup winner. Alvarez steps up here on his first game back for Manchester City. The referee blows. Oh, and it's nearly saved by the keeper, but it sneaks its way into the back of the net, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2-0 here on Cal Sports Football, and it's that man, Alvarez, World Cup winner Alvarez, who puts it into the back of the net, and City are 2-0 up here. Chelsea restart the game here for the second time in this half. Humphreys over the top to Ziyech. City win the ball back. Alvarez tries to get there ahead of Jorginho, but it falls to Gallagher. Humphreys intercepted there by Alvarez on that left hand side, but the free kick's given Chelsea's way here on this left hand side. Long ball over the top here to this left hand side towards Havertz. But it's Akanji who goes all the way back to the keeper here on this left hand side. Alvarez out wide. Sorry. Foden out wide to Palmer. Palmer trying to bring the ball forward. Intercepted there by Jorginho. Plays it back to Mount. Mount back to Jorginho. Out wide to Ziyech. 1-on-1 against Laporte. Out to Gallagher. First time into the box, but it's cleared away by Bernardo Silva. Jorginho brings the ball under control. Backwards to Koulibaly on the centre circle. Jorginho turns into Humphreys. Out wide to Chalobah. Goes backwards to Humphreys. Tries to square it into the path of Koulibaly. Koulibaly. Misplaced pass towards Havertz. Akanji's there. Goes all the way back to the keeper here on this left-hand side. Long ball over top towards Alvarez. Koulibaly wins the header. Kovacic can't get the head of Bernardo Silva, but he manages to win the ball off him. He gets away from Rodri. Tries to feed it into Mason Mount, but Kanji's there. Riyad Mahrez finds Foden. Foden bringing the ball forward here. He's got Palmer to his left. Palmer brings the ball under control. 1-1 against Chalobah. What's he going to do here? Just holds him up here. Tries to go around the outside. Cuts it back. There's no one there for him. He tries to feed it back to Gomez, but that was a misplaced pass. And he allows Chelsea to win the ball back. Ziyech now with the ball. Havertz. Chalobah. Humphreys on the inside his own box. Out wide to Chalobah. Goes backwards to Humphreys. Over the top there towards Gallagher, who brings the ball under control. He's got Havertz alongside him, but he holds on to it. Feeds it to Havertz. Makes a man, makes a running behind. Gallagher's free down that right hand side, but he goes out to Hall. And what a misplaced pass that is by Havertz towards Hall, and it goes all the way back to the keeper Ortega. Laporte into Rodri. Backwards to Bernardo Silva on the edge of his own box. Backwards to Akanji here. Excuse me. Ortega on the ball. Backwards to Akanji. Akanji bringing the ball forward. Into Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez back to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva bringing it forward. Goes short to Rodri. Rodri gets away from Havertz on the centre circle. Out to the right side towards Walker. Walker has Mahrez, makes the run behind, but he holds on to it here, Walker. Tries to feed it in towards Foden. Tries to beautifully pass it into Alvarez. Foden will try and get the head of Kepa. But Kepa just gathers it in his hands. Chelsea restart the game with Chalobah. Humphreys. Over the top towards Ziyech, who brings the ball under control. Manages to find a pass to Jorginho. Jorginho surrounded by City players, and they win the ball back with Rodri. Lays it into the pass of Alvarez, who takes a shot, but it's a scuffed shot. And it goes back into the hands of Kepa. Chelsea. Look, Chelsea, we know they're bad, but you don't want to give City the ball there. What are you doing? And as they show in the replay, City get a free kick down this right-hand side of the Chelsea box. Koulibaly there giving the foul away. Free kick down this right side for Manchester City. 35 minutes played. Manchester City 2, Chelsea 0. Is Mahrez going to go for a second goal here? He's got one right. He's got one right. Mahrez down the right hand side. He scored from one free kick. What's he going to do from this one? He takes a shot, but it's punched over by Kepa. Corner here down the right hand side for Manchester City. Havertz to restart the game here on this left-hand side. Manchester City are 2 goals up here in the first half. Mahrez gives the signal, left foot into the box, and Kepa gathers it in his hands here. Can Chelsea counter here? No, they can't, because Kepa's just going to hold on to it, and he brings Kovacic into play. Can he get away from Riyad Mahrez? Yes, he can, but he can't get away from Rodri. And it falls to Walker here on this left-hand side, and City restart the game with Bernardo Silva. Rodri. Bernardo Silva. Backwards to Alvarez. Laporte goes on it back to the keeper here on this left-hand side. Laporte into Ortega. Akanji. Walker gets away from Lewis Hall, bringing the ball forward, switches it out to the left-hand side towards Gomez, who's got acres of space. Palmer is ahead of him. He gets away from Ziyech, feeds it into Rodri, returns it back to Gomez. But Gomez is just behind him. He manages to get there, falls to Palmer. Palmer into Rodri. Rodri has time to turn, puts the ball in out to the right side towards Riyad Mahrez. 1-on-1 against Lewis Hall. Walker makes a run behind. He feeds it into Walker across the middle. And ladies and gentlemen, that is utter brilliance. Absolute beautiful football there by Manchester City. They win the ball back on the right hand side. It switches it out to the left hand side. They play a couple of 1-2s with each other. Switch it out to this right hand side. Put it in behind. Who finds Foden? Foden back heel into the net. Makes it 3-0. And Chelsea, ladies and gentlemen, what do they gotta do? What do they have to do? It's far too easy. Rodri manages to switch it out to the side side. Riyad Mahrez holds the ball up here. No one's watching. Kyle Walker makes the run behind. It falls to him. It goes into Foden, and Foden on the edge of the 6-yard box. No one's marking it. Where are the defenders? He puts it into the back of the net. Makes it 3-0. And what? That is Pep Guardiola's football on the field. Beautiful. Absolute beautiful. 3-0 here, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go with Lewis Hall. Trying to bring the ball forward. He gets away from Rodri into Gallagher. Out wide to Chalobah. Chalobah into Ziyech. Chalobah makes overlapping runs. Ziyech holds onto it. Gets away from Gomez. Cuts it back. Back to Chalobah. Chalobah goes backwards to Humphreys. Humphreys into Koulibaly on the centre circle. Goes backwards to Humphreys. Chalobah. Backwards to Humphreys here on this right hand side. Koulibaly into Humphreys. Out wide to Chalobah. Brings the ball under control. Gallagher. Backwards to Humphreys here on the right side. First half, ladies and gentlemen. Manchester City 3, Chelsea 0 here on Cal Sports Football. Koulibaly. Kepa. Long ball over the top towards Ziyech. Tries to spin away from Gomez, who wins the ball, and Gomez restarts it here with Palmer. Gets away from Mason Mount, bringing the ball forward here down that left-hand side. Hello, mate. Al Nasir. Al Factory Merchant. How you doing, my brother? Welcome to the stream. Here we go with Kovacic out wide towards Havertz. Sorry, Mason Mount, who spins away from Gomez. Being held up by Foden. Goes backwards to Ziyech. Ziyech into Jorginho. Jorginho, his pass is intercepted. Chelsea win it back with Ziyech. Tries to feed in behind to Gallagher, but the referee pulls it back for a City throwing down this left-hand side. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? First half here on Cal Sports Football. Manchester City 3, Chelsea 0 here. Goals by Riyad Mahrez, Julian Alvarez, and Phil Foden. Chelsea are being ripped apart here in the first half. How are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. Just so you know, my name's Adam here live on Cal Sports Football, bringing you the commentary of Manchester City Chelsea in the FA Cup here on Couch Sports Football. Laporte to restart the game here. Goes backwards to Akanji. Out wide to Walker. Returns it back to Akanji here on this left-hand side. Bernardo Silva. Out wide to Akanji here on this left-hand side. Out wide to Walker. Walker bringing the ball forward. He's got Riyad Mahrez to his left and he finds him. Riyad Mahrez holds the ball up and he goes backwards to Akanji. Akanji now. Plays it into Rodri. Rodri out to Laporte on this left-hand side as Gomez makes a run in behind. He's in behind. Chalobah here. Alvarez is in the box here. Gomez holds the ball up here on that left-hand side. Feeds it into Foden. Foden drifts into the box. Tries to feed the pass to Alvarez. But a collection of Chelsea players managed to win the back. Gallagher can't get there ahead of Palmer, who heads into the pass of Gomez, but Jorginho's there. Can Havertz keep it in play? No, he can't. Rodri goes all the way back to the keeper here on this left-hand side, and it's Chelsea who'll have to defend. City restart the game here with Laporte. Rodri on this left-hand side. Over the top by Walker. Walker goes backwards to Akanji. Rodri on the centre circle, who has time to turn. First time into Foden. Foden goes backwards to Akanji. Out wide to Walker. Returns it back to Akanji. City just playing pass back here. Mahrez goes backwards to Walker. All the way back to Ortega. Mason Mount applying a bit of pressure. Squares it into the path of Akanji. Akanji into Rodri. Rodri tries to get away from Gallagher, and he does well. He finds Bernardo Silva, but Bernardo Silva's for heavy touch and allows Koulibaly to win it back. Havertz tries to backheel it into the path of Gallagher, but it's intercepted and it falls to Alvarez here. One-on-one against Humphries. He'll hold the ball up here. Out to the left side towards Palmer. Palmer one-on-one against Chalobah. Mahrez makes a rapid run and he finds him across the middle, and Alvarez can't get there. And Lewis Hall will try and keep it in play here down the right side. Kovacic. Into the path of Koulibaly, into Jorginho. Tries to feed it back to Kovacic. But it goes out for a corner, and Chelsea have been diabolical here in this first half. Absolute diabolical. Now, you gotta remember the first goal was a free kick, so there's nothing you could have done there. The second one was a penalty. The third one is when they were passed off the pitch. But come on, guys, show a bit of fight. Mahrez, Bernardo Silva goes short to Foden on the edge of the box. Floats it in towards the back post, but Kepa's there. And Chelsea restart the game, and it's 2 minutes left of the added time to play here on Car Sports Football. Manchester City 3, Chelsea 0. Koulibaly over the top towards Chalobah, who brings the ball under control, gets away from Palmer, tries to feed a pass to Mason Mount, but it's short, and it goes all the way back to Laporte. Akanji now in the centre circle. Out wide to Walker. Walker on the halfway line. Backwards to Akanji, short to Rodri. Rodri has time to turn. Out to the left-hand side towards Gomez, who brings the ball under control. Gallagher comes over to pressure. Backwards to Palmer, and Palmer goes into the path of Laporte. Laporte now on the ball, short to Rodri on the centre circle. 1 minute left to go of the added time. Manchester City 3, Chelsea 0 here in the FA Cup third round game. Rodri goes short to Laporte on this left-hand side, who goes first time into Gomez. Gomez has time to turn. Palmer makes a run in behind, but Gomez brings it forward into Palmer, but it's intercepted there by Humphries, and it goes all the way back to Laporte here on this left-hand side. Rodri. Mahrez. Bringing the ball forward. Sees Walker make the run behind, but Lewis Hall gets there, and he gets ahead of Mahrez, who's brought down. It's a free kick here for Chelsea here on the right side. Manchester City 3, Chelsea 0 here on Car Sports Football. How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Chalobah tries to feed it in behind to Ziyech, but the referee blows for half time here on Car Sports Football. And it's Manchester City 3, Chelsea 0 here at the break. Goals by a beautiful free kick by Riyad Mahrez. Julian Alvarez gets a penalty and wins it. And Phil Foden on the end of a beautiful passage of play makes it 3-0. Chelsea have been all over the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll see you for the second half, so stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Second half coming up here on Couch Sports Football. Excuse me. He likes Dennis Zakaria and Dennis Fofana makes his Chelsea debut here today. Dennis Fofana here. Sorry, not Dennis. It's not Dennis, is it? Is it Dennis? Is that his name? Dennis Fofana? Let's see. Is it Dennis Fofana? Let's see. Fofana. Fofana. No, David Fofana. 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 So Chelsea shooting from left to right, City shooting from right to left here on Cal Sports Football. Let's see what we have in store for the second half, ladies and gentlemen. Just need the same for City, but Chelsea, my God, show a bit of passion or something. You are being shocking. Here we go with the second half. City shooting from right to left. Chelsea attempting to play left to right. Let's see what they do. Ball playing over the top. Humphreys wins the ball. It's cleared away by Bernardo Silva. Falls to Foden. Back to Rodri. Rodri into Laporte. Laporte here on the try side. Bring the ball forward here for Manchester City. Goes short to Rodri in the centre circle. Out to the left hand side towards Laporte, who brings it into the Chelsea half. Tries to feed in behind, but it's intercepted there by Dennis Zakaria. Goes backwards to Rodri. Laporte on the halfway line. Out to the left hand side towards Palmer. Palmer's taking his gloves off for the second half. Alvarez into Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva takes another turn, goes out wide to Walker. Walker gets away from Hall. Mason Mount tracks back, goes backwards to Bernardo Silva. Silva now with the ball. Switches it out backwards to Laporte. Laporte on the halfway line, bringing it into the Chelsea half. Has Palmer to his left and he finds him. Palmer goes back to Laporte. Laporte into Rodri, returns it back to Palmer. Laporte bringing the ball forward, switches it out to that right side towards Kyle Walker. Walker has Mahrez, makes an overlapping run, he goes backwards to Mahrez. Mahrez holds on to it into Rodri. Rodri in the middle. Mason Mount comes over to cover and he goes backwards to Laporte. Laporte into Gomez. Gomez turns, sees Foden make the run behind, but the pass isn't given. He goes short to Rodri. Rodri into Palmer. Palmer skips away from Ziyech. Goes backwards to Akanji. Bernardo Silva into Mahrez. Mahrez back to Palmer. Palmer in behind towards Gomez. Is the offside flag gone up? Yes, it has. Chelsea restart the game here. Manchester City 0, Chelsea 0 here on Couch Sports Football. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Long ball over the top. Mason Mount goes backwards to Humphreys. Koulibaly tries to feed it out wide, but it comes off the City player and it goes out for a Chelsea throwing. And Mason Mount trying to inspire this Chelsea team. Koulibaly, Chalobah, Gallagher goes backwards to Chalobah into Kepa, hits the ball over the top. Laporte brings the ball under control, just clears it high up into the air, and Kepa will gather it in his hands here on this left-hand side. Koulibaly goes short into Fofana, backwards to Humphreys. Humphreys all the way back to the keeper here, Kepa. And he holds the ball up here. Long ball over the top into Mason Mount. Mason Mount bring the ball forward. Fofana through the middle. Lewis Hall down the left. He goes into Hall. Hall holds the ball up here. Goes backwards to Jorginho. It's a misplaced pass and Alvarez picks up the ball on the centre circle. One-on-one against Chalobah. Zakaria tracking back. Alvarez holds the ball up. Riyad Mahrez. Palmer to his left. He goes on his own. Mahrez tries to feed him behind. But Zakaria will let it go out for a goal kick here on this left-hand side. Zakaria, Chalobah, Gallagher. Can't get away from Palmer, but he manages to hold on to the ball. Chalobah switches it out to the left-hand side towards Humphreys, who brings the ball forward here for Chelsea. Have they gone three at the back? Kovacic, Jorginho. Oh no, Kovacic is on. Long ball out to the shine side. No, Havertz is there. Jorginho is there. 51 minutes played. Laporte goes backwards to the keeper, Ortega, who hasn't had a shot to save, I think. Let's have a look. News so far. Featured Chelsea. No, they haven't had a shot. They haven't had a shot, ladies and gentlemen. Fofana loses the ball to Akanji. Falls to Foden. Foden being harassed there by Mason Mount, but the referee pulls it back for a City free kick. Manchester City 3, Chelsea nil here. Rodri into Palmer on the halfway line. And goes backwards to Rodri on the centre circle. Rodri bringing the ball forward here. Goes over the top towards Walker, who's making the run behind. Lewis Hall is there to defend. Walker holds on to it here. He plays it into Foden. Foden has time to turn. Out wide to Walker. Rodri makes a run behind. Walker gets away from Hall. Shrugs him off. Tries to put the ball into the box, but it goes backwards to Foden. Jorginho's tracking back. Goes backwards to Silva. Silva into Laporte on the centre circle. Riyad Mahrez. Laporte. All the way back to the keeper, Ortega. Chelsea. Trying to come out their own half. Riyad Mahrez now has it here for City on the try side, bringing it forward into the Chelsea half. Goes backwards to Bernardo Silva on the centre circle. Rodri. Akanji. Out to Laporte on this left-hand side. Riyad Mahrez. Backwards to Laporte. Bernardo Silva. Sees a run over the top. Is Gomez in behind? Yes, he is. He holds the ball up here, but Gallagher just nicks it off him. Ziyech finds Jorginho, and Jorginho tries to fit in behind to Mason Mount, who can't get away from Rodri, and that's going to be a free kick here for Chelsea here on the shine side. As Rodri gets a yellow card for his foul on Mason Mount. Free kick here for Chelsea. Ziyech and Gallagher step over this free kick. Who's going to take this free kick now? Can Chelsea get one back in the same as Gallagher feeds it in behind to Mason Mount, who takes a shot? Is that the first shot of the game in the 54th minute? Yes, it is, and it goes out for a corner down that left-hand side. Corner here for Chelsea on that left-hand side. Manchester City 3, Chelsea nil. Are they going to get a consolation? Takes a shot into Gallagher. Gallagher back heel to Ziyech. Across the 6-yard. Zakaria can't get there. Ziyech will try and get in the end of the loose ball, but Alvarez is there. And he'll just clear it down the line. Rodri just helps it on its way. And it falls to Lewis Hall, who goes all the way back to Kepa. As Phil Foden will try and charge this down. Kepa. Down the line. High up into the air. Koulibaly jumps up. He wins the header against Laporte. Gomez flicks it into the path of Ziyech. Koulibaly can't get there. It falls to Bernardo Silva. And it's now Rodri. Walker into Rodri. Rodri returns it back to Walker from where he came, who can't get away from Lewis Hall. Goes out for a City throwing here on the halfway line. Humphreys. And that left hand side feeds it into Hall. Hall on the halfway line to Fofana, who has time to turn. Bringing the ball forward. Mason Mount makes it in behind. But Fofana holds the ball up here. Goes out wide to Hall. Backwards to Humphreys. Humphreys on the halfway line into Jorginho. Chalobah. Gallagher into Zakaria. Tries to go around the outside of Laporte and it goes out for a Chelsea throwing here. Down the right side. Manchester City 3, Chelsea 0. Looks like it's going to be a double substitution here for Manchester City. João Cancelo coming on and Calvin Phillips coming on here. Rodri. I'm assuming it's going to be Rodri and Walker. For Gomez. Sergio Gomez here. So Phillips and Cancelo come on. Gomez and Rodri come off. Gallagher now to restart the game here. Backwards to Chalobah. Chalobah goes backwards to Koulibaly on the centre circle. Out to the left hand side towards Lewis Hall. But Carl Walk is then it goes out for a throwing here for City on the right hand side. 58 minutes played. Manchester City 3, Chelsea 0 here on Cal Sports Football. Akanji backwards to Ortega. Cancelo. Laporte on the right hand side. Bringing it forward. Palmer now with the ball. Goes out to Cancelo. Calvin Phillips. Here we go with a long ball over the top towards Foden, and Humphreys is there to clear it away. Kepa now with the ball on the left hand side for Manchester City. Long ball over the top for Fofana, battling against Kanji. He wins the ball, but he just slips. Maybe Fofana needs to change his boots. He's slipped a few times today. João Cancelo on the ball. Interesting. Chelsea now. Still 3 goals down here. Bernardo Silva on the centre circle, 63rd minute here. Bernardo Silva out to the left hand side is João Cancelo on the halfway line, goes backwards to Laporte. Laporte first time into Kyle Walker. Walker has time to turn and feed it out wide to Akanji. Hutchinson